Hi.
All right. So, I think a bunch of you are probably leaving the studio right now from your 6 p.m. session.
We got a full room.
I hope it went. Hope you had a great session. All right, here we go. Reservations and some Q&A, some points, some highlights, general stuff about it. For one, you'll be getting an email I wrote about why we keep our classes tomorrow, why we cap our classes tomorrow, but basically it's a quality over quantity thing. So some of you may or may not know, but I've been doing sessions for well over, this is about my 10-year mark of doing personal training and group. So I've done personal training the entire time, and I've done some version of group the entire time. Started off big, huge groups, 30, 40 people in a field, and then went down to 20 people in a boot camp, and then went down to 15 people, 20 people, 25 people, and then I bought out the boot camp program, 2014, created Prevail, started going down to slightly smaller sessions, but with way more actual strength training, more progressions, more level of coaching, more instruction. Because before it was just do everything I possibly could to make sure no one got hurt, because that's all I could do is basically hurting cats when there's 20 people in the room.
Right.
Yeah. So as my evolution has gone farther and farther down the road, the evolution of training, I have wanted to, my number one goal is how can I get the level of coaching and level of programming instruction into a group environment that is similar to personal training, which is why we do small group training, and which is why we have to have a certain cap per class, because at some point there's a diminishing return in quality of coaching, programming, equipment, types of exercises, types of progressions, regressions, the list goes on and on and on and on. Once you get past 10-ish people, right, it becomes more of a thing of make sure no one gets hurt and just see that they're moving around through space. To get any more specific goals than that, how can I make them more durable? How can I make them stronger? How can I make their muscles bigger? How can I make them more conditioned? How can I make them more badass? All of those things you have to do in a small group environment, right? You just have to. So that's why there's a class cap of 10 people. That's the maximum amount that we can allow for programming, allow for all the use of equipment, allow for square footage, all those things into that equation that is Prevail. Whenever we build one of those 4-week programs, we think about all those things for every single day when we build a program. We think how many people are going to be in the room, what equipment do we have, where would the person be during this session, if it was A, then B, if there's this exercise and there's this much equipment and there's this much space, all those things go into to building each 4-week program.
Yeah, we don't want you guys to have to wait on bells or cables if you don't have to.
And most importantly, we don't want to water down the exercises and the programs just because to fit more people in there. Now, for any of you that have been to large boot camp gyms prior, or large whatever version of gyms you're in, you know that in order for there to be a big room, you just have to do watered down crappy exercise. That's just because they have to, right? Yeah. Even a super high skilled veteran coach, you can only put so much energy into an individual. You push 10 people, 12 people, and you have to be you just become a cheerleader. Anyways, that's not what we do. Let's get back to reservations.
Yep.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to cap the classes at 10 people. After a lot of thought, 10 is our number,
10
right?
Is our number.
So 10 people, we can still ensure quality of coaching. We can still ensure that we have enough equipment and enough space without sacrificing all that stuff. So 10 will be the number for sessions.
10.
Right? And a reservation will be required prior to showing up.
Yep.
To ensure you have a spot in that class. Check-ins will not be required but are highly suggested. If you don't check in, no worries. When you guys are doing the warm-up, one of the coaches will check in, make sure everyone's checked in, so that you still have your accountability.
But if you like the process of checking in, go for it.
Absolutely, go ahead and check it in. If not, we'll check in for you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We got you. So classes capped at 10. Now here goes to some boring details that we have to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
How far out can you reserve your session?
7 days.
7-day window. So you have 7 days. That way you only have to think about it once a week.
Yeah.
You can reserve all the way up until right before the session if you want. If it's open, you can reserve 2 minutes before if it's still open.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're like, man,
No big deal.
I'm like right across the coffee shop, but I would really like to get a workout in.
Yeah.
There's only 6 people reserved.
No, you can
Reserve
come
that.
you can come by and then we'll
Yeah.
check in. Right. So 7 days out,
okay.
you can reserve for as many sessions as you want within that 7-day window.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it?
Right? Next question.
Okay. What are the consequences of reserving a spot but not showing up to it?
Well, public shame and lashings.
Definitely
Kidding.
lashings.
So unfortunately, we have to make this a thing because it'll just be a thing. I hope it never happens because all you're doing when you do that is you may be taking an opportunity away from one of your strong friends to get their session in.
Yeah.
So it's super, super important to be respectful of the other individuals, that if you're not going to make it and there's a wait list, which there is a wait list of 2 people, that if you don't cancel your reservation, that other person may miss a session because you did not cancel it. So the same place that you can reserve, you can cancel a reservation. The window prior to canceling will be up to 90 minutes prior to a session. That way, if you do cancel, the people that are on the wait list or the people that are looking at the app have plenty of opportunity to make adjustments in their day or morning or afternoon to still make it in.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Are we starting Thursday or Friday? Friday.
So Friday is the 1st,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So Thursday night,
Yeah.
after the last session, you'll be able to reserve.
Do we know what coaches are teaching which classes?
No,
No. It's a surprise!
it's a surprise.
Ah!
As you know, there are some consistencies, but you never know when we'll switch it up because
We like change.
we like change. We like to switch it up.
All right. If you're in a waiting list spot, do you get notified of a cancellation or do we just keep checking the app?
Yes.
You get notified.
You will get notified via email that your spot has moved into the reserved outside of wait list.
Cool.
Okay, an email, not a push notification to the app. So,
Turn your email notifications on.
turn your email notifications on, or just be aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
No-show policy, like today I reserved a spot for
Yeah.
King Davis.
No-show-
Will last-minute cancellations get me in trouble?
No, last minute cancellations will not get you in trouble unless they are within that window.
The 90-minute window.
Right.
Yep.
So if
Yeah.
you don't cancel and don't show from your reservation, it will be a $15 charge.
Okay.
Okay, for that session.
Okay,
And you have 90 minutes prior to the session to cancel that reservation.
Right. And we are not jerks. So if there's something crazy that happened or whatever, you can keep us notified and we will do our best to help you out in any way.
If you get in a car wreck or something, we're not going to charge you
Or
$15.
you may be sick or...
Right, just let us
You know.
be aware. But
Right.
just be aware that it's not us. It's not the coaches. That is literally for the other people in the program. That's why it's important, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on. How far? Oh, yeah. How many days can we reserve at a time? Do reservations count for Bring a Friend Week? Is there a cutoff time before class to reserve a spot? Oh, we already answered that.
Okay. Bring Your Friend Week, reservations. If the session is full and you intend to bring a friend to that day that it's full, just reach out to us and we'll make sure that the session is
Capable of holding possibly
capable of
extra
holding
friend.
more people. Generally speaking, during Bring a Friend Weeks, as you know, we kind of don't make things super technical during those Bring a Friend Weeks. They're a little more aerobic based, a little more kind of playing around, and they're usually built for a potential unknown amount of people. So it should never be an issue, but just reach out to us. Just say, hey, the class is full, but I'm going to bring someone. Is it cool if I bring the 9th person or the 11th person? And we'll let you know whether or not we think that session will be good with 11 people in the room or not.
Yep.
Okay?
If I'm on the waiting list, can I come and do cardio if all 8 show up?
Yes.
Absolutely. We will definitely set that interval clock for you to roll on.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so 10 people.
10 people.
That's what we're capping at.
7 days out.
7 days out.
90-minute cancellation window.
Yeah, and keep checking the app if you're on the wait list.
$15 fee if you reserve a no-show.
A no-show.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
We just want to make you guys get the best sessions possible. So
Yep.
I don't want you guys to think that we're like being mean or something.
Nope. We're
really trying to help
we
you.
just have to do it to make sure that we continue to hold to our values that quality over quantity is paramount.
Yep.
And
if these sessions just keep filling up, we'll just keep adding sessions.
Absolutely.
Which is what we want.
My goal is 8 by 8.
8 classes a day.
8 classes a day.
Let's do it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Or 10 by 10. I want 10 sessions a day with 10 people every day.
Yeah, and I just want to let everyone know that you have 24 hours to post your Get Up video so I can give you a $20 gift card for coffee if you win. Okay?
That's it.
I get excited, so please.
Okay. Any questions? Crickets. Crickets.
You can post below if you have any questions and we'll answer for you below.
Yeah, another benefit of having the app and using it regularly is that you can look at your sessions, you can look at your history, you can look at the amount of sessions you've done. There is a, you can also add workouts, you can add PRs, you can add what am I looking for? Like baselines all inside the app as another version of your physical binder. You can have an electronic version as well if you want that. So it's all inside that app. It's all capable of holding that information.
So you can be as fancy as you want to be.
Yep.
Okay.
If there are no more questions, we will get out of here. The schedule, 5:45 every day.
Every day.
6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Did you change it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else is on there?
We still got the 4:30s. We
The
still have the
4:30s
7
there.
a.m.s.
The 5:30 flow still there. The 7 still there. Another big change is the 5:30 Friday night will be just like it has been. You can do cardio. You can follow the flow, whoever's coaching. And big difference is if you need to make up a session or do a day C, you can do that at 5:30 on Friday night. So one more full session if you need to come in Friday night and get either homework in, make something up, or do the day C option.
Yeah, or you just can't come into Saturday.
Yeah, or you can't come into Saturday. There's an evening option to do day C workout.
Yeah.
Cool?
I think so.
I think that's it. Guys, we're stoked to add more sessions. We're stoked to grow. We're stoked to add more strong friends and more like-minded individuals like yourselves so that we can all keep crushing it. So if you have any questions about this process, drop them below. I'll answer them appropriately. And reservations will be open Thursday night after session.
Yeah, they will.
Cool.
Have fun.
See you guys.
Bye.